The most unusual color in the universe is not red, and it's not black. It's pink. 57 light years from Earth, there is a planet glowing in pink light, not reflecting light, but producing its own. And the strange part is, we still don't fully understand what it is. In 2013, during a routine sky survey, astronomers noticed something unusual. A point of light, but the color didn't match. The brightness didn't match, and the position didn't match. They thought it was an error. They restarted the system, captured it again. It was still there. Changed the filters. Still there. A quiet pink glow, floating in deep space. What they were looking at was not a star. It was identified as a planet. And later, it was named GJ504b, a planet located about 57 light years from Earth, orbiting a star slightly younger than our Sun. At first glance, it doesn't seem that unusual. Its size? Only a few times larger than Jupiter. But the problem is not its size. It's where it is. GJ504b orbits extremely far from its host star. So far that, according to current planet formation models, it shouldn't exist there at all. There isn't enough material. There isn't enough time. And there is no clear reason for a planet like this to form. Yet, it's there, quietly orbiting, in a place that should be empty. What confused scientists the most was not its location. It was its color. A planet with a pink glow in space. That's extremely unusual. At first, they thought it was simply reflecting light from its star, just like Jupiter or Venus. But when they looked closer, the answer was completely different. That pink color is not coming from outside. It's coming from the planet itself. Inside the atmosphere of GJ504b, there are methane and hydrogen gases. When heated, they absorb most of the blue and green light, leaving only one visible range, pink. Which means, what you are seeing is not reflected light. It is light generated by the planet itself. But the story didn't end there. To understand this planet better, scientists turn to the most powerful instruments they have: space telescopes, built to look deep into the universe. And this time, they pointed directly at GJ504b. The light from its host star was filtered out, leaving only the faint signal coming from the planet itself. Layer by layer, the data was analyzed, and what they found did not match any planet we've seen before. And then, within the data collected by the telescope, a signal appeared. A chemical compound that seemed familiar. Ammonia. At first, it doesn't sound like much. But in planetary science, the presence of ammonia is not that simple. It's a molecule that is highly sensitive to its environment. It can easily break apart under strong stellar radiation, which means, if it exists in the atmosphere, there must be a process continuously producing or maintaining it. And that's where things get complicated. Current models struggle to explain why a planet like GJ504b would show such a signal. And that leads to a bigger question. Are we looking at a normal planet, or something entirely different? That discovery was not just a small detail. It opened a much bigger possibility. That GJ504b might not be a planet in the way we understand it. In astronomy, there is a class of objects that exists between planets and stars. They are called brown dwarfs. They don't have enough mass to become true stars. But they are also not typical planets. They emit heat. They emit faint light. And they exist in a boundary that is difficult to define. And GJ504b appears to be very close to that boundary. Its mass is several times that of Jupiter. Its internal heat is still active, and its atmospheric signals are not easy to explain. All of this points in the same direction. We might be looking at something that is not fully a planet, but not quite a star either. But there is something even more puzzling. It shouldn't exist. Where it is, GJ 504b orbits its star at an extremely large distance. So far, that according to current formation models, there shouldn't be enough material to form a planet this large. One idea suggests it may have formed from a direct collapse of gas, a faster and much rarer process. Another idea is even stranger, that it didn't form there at all, but was pushed outward by violent gravitational interactions within its own system, a world that was thrown away and left at the edge of its star system. But then, its orbit is almost perfectly circular, something a scattered object should not have. And that's where everything becomes even more confusing. GJ 504b doesn't fit into any clear model. It's not fully a planet, not quite a star, and not something we completely understand. Maybe this is just a rare case, but maybe it's the first sign of something entirely new. And if that's true, then the real question is not what is GJ 504b, but how much of the universe we've misunderstood.